Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. And if you're in the UK, happy Bank Holiday Monday. We're just coming off the end of a bank holiday over here. Ignore what the Stream Elements bot is saying, because that is not what we're streaming today. Although, weirdly enough, it doesn't seem to have appeared in the chat. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, Darkflow. Absolutely fine. I will catch up with you slightly later on in the stream if you're available. Thank you for dropping by and saying hello. There's no warm-up today. We're in the end game. We have one set of final puzzles to undertake, and then that might be the game over, which is going to be the end of a long journey for us. We're going to start tonight with these puzzles that we were looking at last week briefly, and a revelation came to me whilst I was on my walk on Tuesday morning, and that is that you can obviously mix and match these. What I mean by that is if I draw it up on my Miro board here, we could take... I was thinking very much in terms of, look, if I have a diamond here and a diamond here, I need to find areas where those are going to partner up and those are going to partner up in each of the three versions. But it doesn't have to be the case, right? You can swap pairs, and that's clearly what you have to do, which is why we kind of got stuck last time. I was thinking about this puzzle a little bit two-dimensionally, let's say. So, let's take pictures of these three, and we're going to go from there. So we've got the first view on the puzzle. In fact, actually, let's take these off because I'll make it even easier to see. Right, it's not click and drag, but yeah, there we go. Hope everyone has been having a great Monday, even if it's not a bank holiday where you live. Monday, it can either be a source of dread, or it can be a nice relaxing start to the week. And, well, sometimes you don't know until you turn up to work which one it's going to be, right? Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of drawing. Incidentally, whilst I'm having to think about that, I will get my new chatbot to give the YouTube channel a shout out. So go there if you want to catch up on any of the previous episodes of Taiji, or indeed any of the other games we've been playing. Okay. Let's consider first this block here. So here, those are all no's, right? And that actually, and if they're no's here, they're no's everywhere. Yeah, because you cannot physically partner things up that have nowhere to partner up with. Yeah, same goes for these. So we can cross all of these off. We're going to cross this off. We have got a new follower. Sentry Does Retro. Welcome. How is your Monday been? Okay, if these are, if these can't be matched up, they can't be matched up in any of them. So we're just going to draw these out. Okay. So what does that leave us? Well, here we only have 4 contiguous areas in this one, right? So that's fine. Here we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 that can be used. This cuts down our options a lot. Yeah, we can't use this one in number 2. We could use it. Oh, hang on, wait. Does that imply that we can't use that one at all? Yes, because these have been knocked out in all 3. These are knocked out in all 3, and that knocks this one out, yeah? So actually that becomes knocked out for all of them. If it's knocked out in one, it's knocked out in all. Okay. So we've got some... So we've got some idea then, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contiguous areas down here. One of which, this one, could actually work in each of the 3 of those. Fine. Get rid of that. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, shoot. You heard about blind abduction. Yes. So blind abduction is Sunday mornings. Today we're playing Taiji. This is probably the last episode on Taiji. But yeah, part 1 of Abduction, that's available in video on demand at the moment. And it's also going to be up on YouTube on Wednesday. And then the live stream will be Sunday mornings UK time. Sort of, what time is it roughly? 9:30, 9:45, something like that. But of course you're welcome to stay for some Taiji. Welcome to lurk and have some cozy, chilled out puzzle vibes. Are you, I guess, from the Mist community or the Abduction community? There's a strong overlap, of course, between those two. So... let's have a think first about this one here. Because that is there, and it is here. Now, we have got... tricky. Because we can swap them. We can swap them between elements, right? So you could have... oh, it feels like the kind of thing Matthew would do would be to pop one here and one here. Yeah? Right, because then that matches up those two. And then here... oh, you could put something like that one here. Let's say, for the sake of argument, it feels a little bit too obvious. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that one of them was this one. We then need one more here and two in here, potentially. These two obviously have quite a bit of overlap. But we could do something like that, where you have here and here and here and here. No, then you couldn't have it be that one. If that was the case, it couldn't be that. It would need to instead be here, let's say. So that would be fine. And then here, here, here. Ah, wait, no, but then that wouldn't actually work with that one. But, actually, if we move this... Ah, no. No, no, that's all gone wrong. That's all gone wrong. Okay. Back it up. And we'll start again. I mean, you know, this is pretty late game stuff, you know, so we're not expecting these puzzles to be easy. Not expecting these puzzles to be easy at all. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder... what happens if we consider this area next? So that'll be this area here, or that area there. One, 2, 4, 5. It's in a way it's a bit of a shame that there's actually 5 areas in here, because I would love to either be able to eliminate those or say for sure that they are used. And unfortunately we cannot do either of those things. So what we're trying to do here, right, is we need to pair up. We need to pair up 4 pairs of rhombuses such that they share a contiguous area with each other. If you've ever played The Witness, it's exactly the same rule as, spoiler alert, the stars. I feel like what we need to do... Okay, this one over here has 2 very tiny contiguous areas. I think we need to presume that one of them is correct and see if we get a contradiction or not on that presumption. So let's start up here. Okay, we're going to assume those 2, which gives us here and here and here and here. Okay. Now that actually helps us, right? Because what that tells us, because this one links to these 2, that tells us that this and this cannot both contain rhombuses. Fine. That means then that the other ones all have to. So this area, which only has 3, and this much larger area, which is slightly less helpful. But, right, let's put those on the back burner. Because it's either those or it's these. So let's consider, and we'll use another colour, these 3. So that sits here, and it sits here. And in there, we need to have 2. If it's these 2, that one cannot be correct. And if it's that one can be the only one. So if it's these two, then those are not correct and it has to be these two. If it's not these two, it has to be this one, which means that that one is the only one, or that's not correct and it has to be these two. Okay. So, we're getting there, gradually. We're getting there. Now, this puzzle's really hard. This one's really hard. Someone jokingly said to me, in fact, I think it was Darkflow, someone jokingly said to me, "Welcome to hell." Like, apparently this is this the hardest area of the game? I don't know. I don't know. Is the mansion harder than this area? I'm sure some of the optional puzzles have to be harder than this area of the game. Or maybe I just haven't dialed into this kind of puzzle yet. But let's refocus, right? Let's refocus. So, if it's those two, it has to be those and it can't be those. Right? If it's that one, if I can prove that that's not correct, then again, it has to be those two. Fine. So let's set about proving whether that one is right in this area. So let's assume it's sort of one of these two, and that means it could be... So it could be here and here, which would be fine for that, and it would be fine for that. So that's not controversial. And that would get these areas here. This one then. So one of these needs going. And the only place it could be, because we've already said it can't be any of those, is it could be... Yeah, no, the only place it could be would be that one. Yeah, that's the only place it could be. Which puts one here. Puts one here. So that's that one, that's that one. Here then is coming up, cannot be any of those, would have to be that one. Would have to be that one. Have to be that one. Which leaves us with this area up here, which has to match up here. And this one here. So actually we could do it with those, those, those. And that is an answer that could work. Nice. Okay. That is a 1 of 4 down. This area, we've got dominoes. Let's have a look. Okay, again, similar idea, similar idea. So, first one. Second one. So we might be 3 puzzles away from having this game complete. We might be 3 puzzles away from completing this game, and what a journey it's been. Literally months. Hello Mochi Woodcrafts, friend of the channel. Hey, check out my latest chatbot. Have a shout out for your channel. Everyone should go and check out Mochi Woodcrafts, incidentally. It's not video games, it is crafting, making and crafting. Mochi creates wooden masks. Very nice wooden masks. Yeah, I've been experimenting, Mochi, with some Twitch back-end stuff, right? So there's a bit of a learning curve to it, but yeah, some interesting stuff in there. Yeah, so I've got a chatbot now, and the other one I was fiddling around with is roles, so moderating and things like that. So I've actually made you a moderator of this stream, for example. I've never needed a moderator before, so I mean I don't really need one now, in honesty, but it's kind of one of those things that I've just been sort of reading about. Okay. Yes, but it means, for example, on for your streams, if you make me a moderator, there are certain things moderators can do for each other's streams. Everyone gets banned unless they sub me. I think you mean follow. I think you mean follow. Or maybe you mean sub. I don't know. It depends how wild you're feeling, I suppose. But thanks for coming down. Thanks for coming down to the chat. One sec, says Century. Gonna quickly grab a follow. But yeah, I mean the masks that Mochi makes are genuinely just, they're absolutely fab. I love them. And it's tends to be kind of anime, sort of Japanese inspired designs. Okay. What can we get here? What can we get? I think the reverse is going to be true. I think the reverse is going to be true on this puzzle right here. We're going to be wanting to go for the largest areas and work our way backwards, yeah? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh dear, that is verging on trolly. We've got a 2 here, a 3 here, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, the largest one I have up here is 8, yeah? So this gets eliminated from anything smaller than an 8 immediately. That's a 6, that's a 4, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, so this 8 has to be within this area. Okay, so that solves that. Well, it doesn't solve it, but yeah, gets us there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's an 8 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And yes, I never learnt how to count silently in my head. It's a character failing, really. Okay. So the only place the 8 could go is in this region. What does this region look like on the other puzzles? It sort of goes here, here, here. Now the 8 will have to partner up with the 1. Yeah? Because we know on this puzzle right here, we've got 4 9s. So the 8 is going to have to partner up with the 1 on this puzzle. The 7 then is going to have to partner up with the 2, 6 and 3, and 5 and 4. Okay, so those are the pairs that are going to be needed on this puzzle. 2 can only be made with a 2, right? So 2 has to go into one of those, so that's fine. If 2 has to go into one of those, the 3 has to equal 3. Can't be 1 and 2 because we've already used the 2. Excellent. So 3 goes in there. In here, 4 is going to have to equal 4. Wow, we're making great progress on this puzzle. Okay, so 4 is going to need to be in that region somewhere. Then we've got a 6, a 6, a 7, and an 8. Now we know the 8's going to have to go in there. That means the 7's going to have to go in there. So one of these 6's is the 1 and the 5. And the other 6 is just the 6. And the 7 is just a 7. And the 8's an 8. Great. Over here, we know the 2 has to be a 2, which means we know the 2 has to go in there. What are we going to do for the... What colour should we choose for the ones that we're locking in? This one. 2 has to go in there. Right, good. We said a 3 needed to be... So a 3 needs to go either there or there. Yeah. Which would put the 3 either there or there. But yeah, that's harder to immediately decide on. This 6 down here, we know can only be 8. 6 down here, which could be a 1 and a 5, of course. And this down here is 7. So this 6 has to be in one of these 4. So that means those are red X's and those are red X's. Because those can't be where the 6 is. Those can't be where the 8 is. And similarly, we've got X there, and X's here and here. This is like a bit of an extreme version of Sudoku, you know. Now, those are in the 8. That's in the 6. And it could still be 5 and 1. We're not guaranteed to have the 6 somewhere in here. And in fact, Yeah, no, indeed. Now the 2... Yeah, we know that the 2 is there. So that means there needs to be a 7 somewhere on this line. And we know that there's a 7 in there, but not on that square there. So that is an X. Great. But it could be, 7 could be on any of these. However, it couldn't be here. And neither could the 6 or the 1. So that's also an X. Okay. It's interesting, right? So this is an 8, and this is an 8. This 7 here could be part of the 12, in which case we need a 5. The 5 could be 5 and 1 up the top to make the to make this 6. So the 7 could be part of this, but the 7 could also be here. So the 7 the 7 could be part of this, and then there's like a 5 up here, okay? Because this 6 could be 5 and 1, and the 7's down here, okay? This 8 then would need to be 8. And this 8 would need to be 3, 4, and 1. Yeah? So we could have, say, a 1 here, a 3 and a 4. That makes the 8 here. This 12 could be 7 and 5, and this 8 could just be the 8. That looks doable. So let's get our green out. So I would need the 1 to be here, yeah? So that it's in here. So the 1 is there. That means the 8 would need to be this one, so that it's there and there. The 12. So yeah, so we need a 3 and a 4. We need the 3 and the 4 to be part of this 8 here. So probably like this one. And the 4... Oh, wait, hang on. No, the 4 is entirely contained over here. So we can't have 3, 4, and 1, making that 8. So we can't have the 4, and if the 5's up in the corner, that means we only have the option of 6 and 2, which can't work. So actually, that is not going to fly. Right. So actually, that cannot be 7 and 5. Because then to make the 8, you're going to need... Right, I think you need... I think 8 in here is okay. yeah, like I think 8 in here is okay. And I think we could probably still have the 1 in here. Oh, wait, yeah, but then we sort of need the 7, something like there. So then that's the 7. The problem is... Oh, no, wait. No. We have to have the 3 in here. Right. This 8 needs to be... Oh, shoot. I'm getting myself all confused now. Wait. Okay, right. Back it up. It's a good thing we have very strict colour coding. Hey, Dark Flow is back. So, we have beaten the rhombuses. We are 1 puzzle down. We've got potentially 3 puzzles left to go in the game. And we're now neck deep in this. We're neck deep in the dominoes. The 2 we're happy with. We've placed the 2. The 3, right? The 3 cannot go here. Yeah, in fact nothing can go there because we've already got 2. So actually, let's explicitly red exit. No. That means the 3 has to be part of this 8. Yeah? So if the 3 has to be part of this 8 here goes like that. And it goes round like this down to here. So if the 3 has to be part of that, that means it's either the 5. The only way you could do it is 5 or 4 and 1. Right? But we know that the 4 has to be here. So it means the 5 has to be in this region. Now the 5 can't be part of the 7. And it can't be part of the 8, so the 5 has to be here. Pretty convinced the 5 has to be there. With the 3 then here or here. Now, if the 5... is in that spot, we know that this 9 here, it has to be 4, yeah? 4 would therefore have to be there, but it means that can't be 3, it means that's got to be 3. Wow, really help if I could draw right now. Okay, so that's got to be 4. That's 5. So actually, the 6 up here is 5 and 1. It's just this 9 here is 8 and 1. Right? Okay. So, that means all of these do not have anything in them. So those are all no's. And that's a no now. Oh, and it also means that that's also a no. In fact, 5 and 4, that's all already been done. I might be making a very strong supposition using the red X's there, because the red X's are like definitely nots. And I'm only putting myself at like 95% sure here. So that 8 is now accounted for if we have that. And that 4 turns up there. So this means we need a 7 probably in here. In either of these two, and it might not matter. 7 and 4 make 11, meaning we need to have a 1. Probably like up here somewhere, and that also might not matter. Because the 8 needs to just kind of be in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the 6 at the bottom. 3 and 6 make 9. 6 goes there. I think we've got it. So I think the 7 doesn't actually exactly matter which one it goes into. Similarly with the 1. The 5 has to go here. The 3 has to go here. 4 is 2 down on the 5. And this 8 is there. Nice. 2 down, 2 to go. What do we think? Flowers next? Or do we want... Oh, rods. Let's do rods, and we're going to finish up with flowers. Okay. Yep. So we're going to go straight back to the drawing board. The rods, I might eat my words in a moment, but it might be the case that working backwards on the rods might be not as bad, because half the problem with the rods is looking at what pattern they're supposed to make when they rotate. At least this way we're buddying them up. This might end up feeling a lot more like the rhombus puzzles. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So, what shapes do we even have that can rotate? Yeah, okay, I'm immediately seeing a problem here, right? Okay, because those can rotate. As can that. But then, like, what else do you have on there? Huh? So we've got this one and this one. And okay, this one here and this one here. But don't we need 1, 2, 3 sets? Oh man. Problems. Problems potentially. How could you solve the first one? Oh, hang on, no. Yeah. We have learned about super shapes, right? Super shapes are a thing. So this one, for example, could be a thing. Problem is, though, that would put pieces like there and there. Which I suppose could work if you popped a piece here and here. And if you had a piece here and here. So not really. Like here and here would work, which would put a piece here. Okay, gotta remember they're not partnering up with each other. Yeah, they're not partnering up with each other. So let's start having a look. I'm eating my words immediately here. This is not going to be straightforward at all. But what I mean is, if we do something like these two here... Oh no, it places the same... It places them. Yeah, see? Because that's not going to work with the two of them there. So that's no good. So you don't get to rotate the colours through. Like something like that would be pretty nice. But then that's not going to help at all. Yeah, like that's fine for that puzzle. Oh no, the rods are going to be my downfall. I can tell. Should have looked at the puzzle before commenting. So here and here, I'm going to have a real problem, right? Because oh, hang on, wait a minute. Oh, what are the rules on multiple colours? They can't be the same shape as each other, but is that dashes or slashes? Hang on, go back through the memory banks here. So I'm pretty sure they have to occupy the same position on the rotating piece as each other, right? Yeah, it's only when you have a rhombus that you also have to abide by the linking up rules. So I don't think it's going to be anything like needing to be in the same contiguous area or anything like that. Or maybe the colours don't mean what I think they mean. Maybe the colours don't mean what I think they mean. Because I was very strongly under the impression, but looking at this puzzle, it does not seem to be the case, but I was very strongly under the impression that you had to partner up the same colours so the same colours rotated the same shapes, right? I.e., if you wanted a white one here, you could put a white one here, and that would be fine. And you could put a blue one here and a blue one here, and that would be fine. But then that clearly wouldn't work, because you'd end up with a blue one here and a blue one here. But maybe it's kind of like, well, actually, yeah, that's sort of fine, because as long as you have a slash here, the actual colours matching up don't matter. But I'm pretty sure they do. But I guess they can't. Well, let's put it this way, right? Because it does give us some feedback on this, yeah? If I put this here and this here, and I put something like, I don't know, those two so that they can rotate with each other, no, they're all giving me incorrect ones. Whereas if I move the white ones here the white ones are fine. And now the blue ones are fine, and if we did it something like here and here with the... right, then that's okay. Wait! Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. Why is that fine and that fine, but the rest not? That's weird. What? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, the fact that it's not flashing doesn't necessarily mean it's fine, right? Not flashing just means it's not in the group of things that is the most wrong. Matthew was explaining this on the last stream, that the way the checks work is it's something like he'll go through a series of checks to see if anything is incorrect. Ah, Typixie? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. Hope you're having a great Monday. Thank you for the follow. So Matthew was explaining to me that it goes through a bunch of checks to see, is this wrong, is this wrong, is this wrong, is this wrong. The first thing it hits that's wrong, it will flash up red. So if it doesn't flash, it doesn't necessarily mean it's correct, it just means it's not the most wrong thing on the board. Which is, you know, not really that comforting at all, in honesty, but for some reason, the game believes that this one, for example, is more wrong than this. But if I were to swap these, it would then be fine. Which makes sense, because this is the rule as we understand it, right? It's a little B2 bomber here, so it'll be like that one, yeah? So that would be fine for this one. Oh! Oh! So maybe that's actually a good spot for those. Like, that would be nice, wouldn't it? But that can't be on its own there. Dark Flow says, well, it's not necessarily more wrong. In this case, it just has to choose one that's wrong, so the other has to be right. Oh, I see. Right, yeah, okay, I get it. Right, because they're in the same position on the rotated shape, so it's like, well, one's yellow and one's white, so they don't match, so I'm going to choose one to be correct and the other to be incorrect. That does actually make perfect sense there. Could also be something like that, of course. Can that be in the same shape, I suppose? Oh. But that can't be on its own. So the blue ones... have the blue ones actually just lulled me into a false sense of security there. Now I'm worried that I'm underthinking it. But okay. We popped a blue... where is it? It's up there. And there. And there. right, which happens to work for us, which is nice. But then I mean, let's have a look at, say, this shape and this shape. Or this shape, actually, because all three of those are the same. Okay, so we've got a 4 and a 4, so that could actually match up. The 3's unlikely to match up, but could it be something like... Oh, it could be that one and that one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not on the right view. Sorry, yeah. So, I'm just looking at these 3 L's here. And then we've got those squares, and then actually, I think it's this square and this square does work with all of those. So let's grab that one there and that one there. That still works, and those work. Ah, okay, okay. Good. No, 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 no. Took the wrong thing off. So maybe we're going to be doing it. Maybe we're going to do it. So it's here and here that we did. There, and there, and there, and there. So now we've got one more pair to find. One more pair to find. Ah, feels like it's going to be something with these, doesn't it? Which is like that there. And it's like that there. And it's here. And here. So could be... No, because those aren't the same point in the shape's rotation. Those 2 points. Could be the tails. Tails would work. Can it rotate on a 1x1? Maybe. We did it! That might be the last time we ever have to solve dashes and slashes. And you know what? I don't think I'm gonna miss them. I don't think I'm gonna miss them. That's by far, I think maybe my least favourite puzzle. Might be my least favourite. Sorry, Matthew. Okay. Flower petals. Flower petals are nice. We like flower petals. Right. Now, if I recall correctly, and I always find it hard to put the rules for flower petals into words, but it's basically the number of yellow petals is equal to the number of squares in the cardinal directions that must match the colour of the square the petals are on. Hopefully, it will become clearer soon. But let's have a look. So, let's start with our edge cases. The purples have to match none, and the yellows have to match all. Okay, and there's only going to be so many places that that could be, and the answer is actually there. So that's 4 yellows right there. Don't think there's no other qualifying spaces. I believe 0 is going to go up in this corner here. So let's have a look. Anything in the edge, incidentally, can only be 2s and 3s anyway. 1s... That's a really interesting one, actually, because a 1 would need to be... A 1 would have to be in the... Do you know what? I've just realised that that one could be a 0 as well. So let's hold our horses a little bit. No, this one couldn't be a 0. No, because this obviously matches right here. So that's... Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that this one has to be 0. That's 4 here. This corner here could be the 2. So how do you get a 1? Right? Because fundamentally, if you have an active square, for it to be a 1... Oh, no. It just has to be, like, mostly in disagreement with its neighbours. Right? So a 1 has to be mostly, but not entirely, in disagreement with its neighbours. Can't be that one. No, it's not there. It is not that one. No, not that one. No. Ooh, yeah, okay, so I don't think it could be any of the edges. In which case, it's this one. It's this one here. So it's mostly... Sorry, wait, no, that's 3. It's not 1. It's mostly in agreement with its neighbours. So I need one now which is mostly in disagreement with its neighbours. This one here? Yes, there's one there. And that might be... It might be the last puzzle of the game. Do we have one final puzzle? One final boss? Or is that it? Credits roll. Oh shoot! What is that? Okay. Oh, I think this is celebratory fireworks, right? I I thought for a moment there, I thought we were going to be hit with an end game mega puzzle. Yeah, I've now congratulations, tutorial complete. Oh, I can click around. Oh, so I can. Oh wow, it's got a weird kind of warping effect going on to it. Here we go. Credits roll. Achievement unlocked. Black. It's very serene, you know. It's a very satisfying conclusion. And you know what? I'm really like I'm a little bit speechless, to be fair. I mean, it's been such a great game, such a great experience from start to end, in honesty. I mean, obviously there's a lot of parallels with, you know, games like The Witness and so on is probably where the biggest inspiration has been drawn from, but it's very much its own thing. It's very much its own thing. And the fact that it was developed essentially by one guy, Matthew VanDevander, is very impressive. This game is definitely going to be like, it's pretty much a shoo-in for one of my like top 3, top 5 games of the year. I mean, we're about halfway through the year now, and it's very good. It's a very good puzzle game for sure. Well, thank you very much to everyone in the chat who's come along. Particular shout out to you, Darkflow, for coming along to every single one of these streams. It's been really great to have you. Yeah, I hope you come along for the next game that we play. Put some votes in the chat for the next game that you would like to see me play. I think we're going to probably take a quick break here whilst I have a look and maybe install something like the Looker, because that's been on my list to play for a while, and I've heard it's quite short, and we can do the second half of the stream or something like that. If you want, there's still some more to see in the game. Okay, yeah, let's see some end game content. Hang on. Okay. Not really endgame content. Well, there are more puzzles. There are some puzzles that we've not solved yet. And there is also a mystery as to what's under the waterfall, because I'm assuming the waterfall is not just a shortcut. I'm assuming the waterfall has a little bit more to it. So maybe we can have a look in there. There's still an aspect of the game I haven't seen. Well, that's interesting. Okay. How do I get off the thanks for playing screen? I presume I'm not supposed to go start a new game. Or maybe I am supposed to reload from my last save. Or is this part of the puzzle? Oh, I do have to load a save. Okay. Okay. I presume I can get down from here, right? Yes, okay. There's an aspect of the game I haven't seen. Well, that sounds incredibly enigmatic. The only thing I can really think of, off the top of my head, would be what was behind this waterfall, of which we answered one of the puzzles up here, and then started having a think about some of these other ones. So why not? Let's have a go at some of these. The looker can wait. The looker can wait till next week for sure. I'm very, very pleased to have managed to do this game spoiler free, though. It's definitely not a straightforward puzzle game by any stretch. Okay. This is all yellow, and it is enforced to be on. So that's going to be on, that's going to be on, that's going to be on, that's going to be on. These must all disagree with their neighbours, so that one's off, 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 off. Again, this must disagree with all of its neighbours. So that's on, off. And that means that's going to be on. Yeah, in fact, we might be able to do this without drawing it. So those are going to need to all be on. That needs to disagree with all of its neighbours, as does that, as do those. That needs to disagree with its neighbours. This one here needs to be on. Right, so those need to stay off. That has to stay off, which means those two need to be on. Similarly, those have to stay off. That needs two to be off, so those two are on. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I've done it wrong. Ah, now that's a good bot. Okay, where have I gone wrong here? Oh, no. No, it's not that. Oh, there we go. So, funny, it's a really funny thing. So the chatbots are new. Well, I say chatbots. The chatbot is new, but I was experimenting with a couple of different options, right? Nightbot and Stream Elements. And I tried Stream Elements first, and I then turned that off and tried Nightbot, and then I turned Nightbot off, turned Stream Elements back on. I was just experimenting with some of the syntax and some of the things that it records and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, great. Yeah, and then I settled on one of them, and I turned the other one off. And I've taken admin permissions off it, and I've unlinked it from the channel, but it's still talking in the chat occasionally. Not this one. This one's a good bot, but and so I don't really know what's gone wrong there. But it's kind of funny because the bot that's not supposed to be talking, they obviously have similar commands associated with them. So if you do particular commands, both bots will try and talk. But the good bot gets angry at the bot that's not supposed to be talking and keeps putting it into a timeout for sharing links, which the first bot doesn't like. It's weird. It's weird. Okay, these all have to be on. which means that needs to at least be that, so that needs to at least be that. It's a weird one, for sure. It's a weird one. This is an interesting puzzle here. Incidentally, Darkflow, when you say there are some aspects to the game that I've not seen yet, is it the under the waterfall content that you were making reference to? Because if it's something different, then I want to make sure that we kind of put some time aside to go and have a look at it. No, but there is something behind the gate. Okay. Right. This is kind of interesting. So the furthest back this could go would be to be here. Yeah. We need to terminate this piece. Yeah, and we need to terminate it at the very latest there. Yeah. Which makes sense, right? Because if we go... I mean, we could do this and add this onto this shape. We could even have that, for example, and that would be fine. If you put that out there, you then sort of have to go downwards from there. And then you're going to get stuck quite soon. Yeah. This piece already has to go at least down to here. Right? That's this far. So let's assume that we're not going to grab those, but we are instead going to put a piece there. Yeah. So if we put a piece like that, we can terminate without causing too much problem. So that's going to end up like this. We need to put a red piece there so that we don't have to worry about this looping all the way around the back. And actually, if we put another piece there, then that kind of terminates that, and then we fill that out. That should work. That should do it. Something like that. Sweet. So that means one puzzle left. And we'll get these gates open. Potentially. So, right. This 4 has to come out. At least 3 of them need to be there. And given that it has to come out that way, this 4 has to come out that way. So this 4 has to be those pieces at least. That means this 6 needs to be 1, 2, 3, again, at least. This 5... Ooh, like you could make this 5 like that to get to allow this 6 to escape. This 5 would then need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Serious question marks then about what colour that can be, because if this 6 loops up like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, this cannot get that far. Yeah, this can't get that far. As well as the fact that actually these 3 colours are going to have real problems being next to each other, because you can only really do it with 2, right? So let's back that up. So that's not correct there. We're pretty happy with this 4 here. And the fact that this is forced to be off, right, means that that 4 has to be on, basically. That means this 6 kind of has to be off. If this is 4, unless this 5 is going to link up here, which is not going to be enough, right? It's not going to be enough space, because the best you could do would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which then isn't enough space for this 5 and this 6. So that means that this one has to be off as well. Okay, so we've got 4 of the 6 accounted for. Pretty convinced then that's going to need to be off too. Because unless that 5 can meet up there, it ain't happening. So that's 3 of that 4. Now, we don't want those 2 to meet each other. So we'll make that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's awkward potentially, but it could be like that. We're going to add up the squares later to see how many spare squares we've got, because we've got a spare square there now. Best thing then is to get that 4 of these 5 being like this. This 4 could just be a block here. Well, actually, no, because you want that probably to stop those 2 mixing. So you might want this 4 to actually be like 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that's not going to work like that. Hang on. That's got to be red. That's got to be red. That's pretty much got to be like that, yeah? I mean, you could meet this purple and this purple up. Maybe. But at the moment, this is off, and this one has to be on because it's going to be touching this. So it's going to be very hard for this one to be off if this one has to be off. In fact, I'd almost go as far as to say that's not possible. So... if that's looking to be on... oof. Pretty unhappy with that. Pretty unhappy with that. Because can't really get 4 in there without it touching this point. Which means its only options are like that or like that, but neither of which leaves enough for that to actually be a 4. And I'm pretty sure we've established before that when the dominoes are different colours, they have to be in different contiguous areas. I'm pretty sure we've established that as being a thing. Ah, here's when we looked at this puzzle last time. So ignore that. We probably even asked this exact same question at that time as well. Do you know what? Dominoes we did early enough that I don't actually even have pictures of them. But I'm pretty sure like you can link up the ones which are the same colour as each other, but you can't link the other ones up. So let's go back to our logicking, yeah? One, 2, 3, 4. Happy with that. And that means 1, 2, 3. That means that one should be blue. Means these two should be blue. Means that one should be blue. So that one's almost certainly red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, okay. We could have 5, 6 down here. And then this one here could be red. And it could take that as a form. So there's 4 of those. And then this one, blue, blue. And then we're sort of unclear. Well, what if that was blue there and that could be red? So there's 5 and there's 4. Could that be 3, 4, 5? And what if that was there? Oh, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Oh. What is this? Huh? That's not any part of the map that we can't see currently. But okay. Oh, this is quite a large area. Where are we? What is this? This is a huge area. Well, ain't this the game that just keeps on giving? I mean, where do we start? We'll start down here, I suppose. So... Blimey. Yeah, okay. Like, look at this place. It's huge. I thought we were... I mean, yeah, okay, we've... Oh my god. Oh, it's the back of someone's head. As well as also being maybe a face in profile. But yeah. What is this? What is this? Okay, so we've got more rhombuses here. We've got more dominoes here. Well done. Oh dear. Yeah. So that flippant comment from Mochi earlier just turns out to actually be true. And there was me thinking that we were gonna get to play the Looker next week. How foolish of me! How foolish! Oh dear. Very funny. Very funny. Well. Okay. No sense dilly-dallying. Let's make a start. This won't be easy. So this is the level that's for the people who finished the game and then decided they wanted just more. Just more. Okay. This is our start point. This is our end point. This has to disagree with everything around it, meaning that that has to be touched, that has to be touched. This has to disagree with everything around it, meaning that we need to touch that and that. And this has to only agree with two around it. Meaning it can be on or off, but these two are not allowed. Right, we've already got our two that we're going to do. So, yeah, something like that should be fine. So that should be that one. This one then. This is our start point. Is it obvious where we're going to end? This is interesting because it sort of looks like we have... No. Yeah, not really that obvious where the terminator point is actually, but pretty sure it has to be that one we're going to finish on, because that's the only way that you can make that disagree with all of its neighbours. That needs stepping on. That needs stepping on. This one needs to disagree with all but one of its neighbours, as does this one. However, this one needs to agree with two of its neighbours, meaning that that needs stepping on, as does that, as does that. Same argument goes for up here. Yep. So, what we are probably doing then... Right, if this needs to agree with only one of its neighbours, that means one of that one or that one needs stepping on. And if only one of that one or that one needs stepping on, that means both of these need stepping on, which means that needs stepping on, which means that one does, and that one does. So, yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. You know, after a while, you sort of tune yourself into the problem set, right? Actually, we've got a bit of a problem there. So we go up, left, up, here, down, up here. Actually, no, we don't have to. One, two, yeah, no, we can actually skip that corner altogether. So where we go is we go up, here, up, here, up, here, 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 here. Yes, that is how you do that one. Okay. Then, here, we've got an entry point. These need to only agree with one of their neighbours, which means if they're on, we'll get a contradiction, right? Because you need to be able to step onto it as well as step off of it. With the exception of the square that you finish on, so you could finish your run by stepping onto one of these three. The others... Now this needs to agree with one of its neighbours, so our ending point could be that one. In fact, actually, it will be that one, come to think of it. I suppose, strictly speaking, our ending point could be there. And in fact, actually, it might not matter if we end up on this square. We could go theoretically either way. But anyway, okay. So we cannot step on it, but we need to go past it. Does that literally work? No, because it needs to agree with only one of its neighbours. So instead, something like that. Ooh, interesting. Hang on. Oh, we could go around the top here. Yes, okay, something like that. Down, and then here, and then we end on here. I think that's the answer. Yeah, that one agrees with here, this one agrees up here, this one agrees with the path that you walk to it, and this one agrees with this that we didn't step on. So then, the last one. Okay, we have an entry point which is actually in the middle of the puzzle this time. This one needs to disagree with all of its neighbours. So we're already starting here. That means that one needs to be on, that one needs to be on, that one needs to be on. This one can only agree with one of its neighbours, so actually that is our end point. That is our end point. Okay. So we could... Yeah, something like down here. And then up, and then down here. And then up, 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 up. I think that would do it. Okay, so we've got 4 solutions. Let's see how we get on. Okay, that's one of them. There's 2. Great. And then... Great. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so that is those 4. I see we're still maintaining red. The red ones are harder, I suppose. Theoretically, I mean, I suppose technically, I think it's like the red ones don't give you feedback on where you've gone wrong. But okay. Something like that. This one. Need something like this. Something like that. This one. Oh yes, you're gonna need to do... nope. Oh yeah, not quite. There we go. You'd like to point out that this area is entirely optional. If you feel like these are too hard, there's no shame in not finishing them. You're doing amazingly well, though. Thank you. I mean, I'm all for true ending. On the other hand, though... Oh, we have a robotic fox. First time chat. Colours indicate they weren't designed by Matthew. Red in particular is the guy who did the music. Oh, well, there we go. There's me corrected. Thank you for that. Thank you for that insight. I mean, you know, we will see. We will see how we get on with this section. I am curious, though, like what you said earlier, Darkflow, about there's an aspect of the game that we've not seen yet. You know, we've completed all of the 8 areas, so wherever it is sort of clearly quite tucked away. Are you talking about... So there's obviously these puzzles that are optional puzzles. Are you talking about the other larger puzzles that weren't shortcuts, but we've sort of done a couple of them, but we haven't done all of those yet? Because like there's one over by the quarry, for example, that we didn't do. Are those the puzzles you're referring to? I'm not sure which aspect of the game we've not seen yet, if that makes sense. There's an extra thing. Oh man. puzzle game community. It's lovely people, lovely vague people. So those are either optional or shortcuts, but there is another thing that we've not seen. To not spoil anything, there is still something to find. Oh, man. I literally have no idea what it could be. That'll do that. That's it. These are some large. These are some large puzzles. These are some large ones. A vague but more precise direction. I mean, let's leave this area and go for a wander. Oh, I didn't even see that in the purple grass. We've got another face in the negative space there. So there's an aspect to the game we've not seen. Is it like more references to the witness? Is it an environmental puzzle? No point hinting until we've had a look around. Okay. So we spent a lot of time in this area, for sure. Opened up a shortcut, finally, which was nice. We've got a shortcut. We've got this gate opened. So one of the things that we haven't done yet, sort of what I was referring to, is if we do go over here. So there's a shortcut here which we haven't got to yet. We did the bonfire, of course. There's this puzzle up here which we didn't do, and this is one of those ones where you answer it and nothing appears to happen. We've done a few of those. Shortcuts, of course. Which I'm not sure where that shortcut leads, actually. So that's sort of where we are with the... What is that area called? The mine? No, not the mine. The mill. We've got the petals, of course. There was this sort of thing. And there are the flower beds. We've never really had an explanation about what determines the colour of the flower beds. Up here we had the orchard. This was one of the very, very first areas we did. Yeah, that was the orchard bonfire. Now I'm really kind of overthinking everything, right? Because I'm sort of like, this path kind of looks a bit like the trees in the orchard, doesn't it? This path kind of looks like the orchard branches. I don't know. Then up here, area that we didn't find for a long, long time was the graveyard. Probably, I think, maybe my favourite area in the game. Had a lot of fun with this section. But, dunno. Doesn't seem to be much to see up there. Oh yeah, we've got a couple more puzzles around here. Yeah, so this bonfire activated the ability to solve this puzzle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this one was a little bit strange because we have notches on both sides. If I recall correctly, the notches for that puzzle... Oh, and I don't think there's a... Oh, no, there is an easy way to get in there. I think the notches indicate when you should go for something, yeah. When you... The notches indicate on. But the notches are not even on this one. But maybe that's sort of combining the binary from the graveyard. Maybe. The binary from the graveyard being that if you have an agreement, it's an off, and a disagreement is an on. So maybe this one is more like this, 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 this. It is, okay. But yeah, but again, this is one of those puzzles which is like... doesn't seem to do anything. So we did this one to open up the shortcut, that's fine. And I'm pretty sure we might have actually done all of the puzzles in the mine. So we've done all of those, all of those. Done that one, of course. We've opened all these gates. So we've done all of these. Did we do this one? Yeah, we've done that one. So these are all done. That shortcut is done. Yep, that building's all done. Yeah, did all of those. That just calls the lift up and down. So that's all done. Done those, of course. Yep, done everything in this building. I feel like I'm now sort of missing something that I should have seen. Ooh. So we've got another shortcut over here that we've not worked through yet. We should be able to do these by now. So this one would be... So that's forced to be off, and it only agrees with one of its neighbours. That one's also forced to be off and also only agrees with one of its neighbours. And that one has to be a 1. So if this one only agrees with one of its neighbours, those two need to both be on. So we've got one more that can be on. This one has to agree with 2 of its neighbours. So, if that one's on, that could be on, that's off. This one only agrees with one of its neighbours. So those could be on. Agrees with that. Wait, and then that agrees with 2 of its neighbours. That needs to only agree with one of its neighbours, though. Yeah, so that doesn't work. So it could it be like that, then? So that agrees with only one of its neighbours, that agrees with 2 of its neighbours, that only agrees with one of its neighbours. Yeah, possibly. Great. And then here. Right. So these all need to be together. That all needs to be together. But almost certainly, in fact, it definitely has to be different. So we're not going to say which ones are on and off yet. But those do need to be in opposition with each other. So that's fine. This needs to not hook up with this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, for example, could be that. And then we have one here, so that agrees with 2 of its neighbours. That needs to agree with one neighbour. And then this needs to be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's going to be like that. There we go. Here and here and there. Brilliant. What does that unlock for us, though? Okay, we've got more puzzles. Wait, where is it going? Oh, sorry, that's lit up, and that's going to join us here. Right, that's one of the wires that's lit up, necessary to do that. So, we've got a few more to do, and then we're going to get a shortcut out here. Which would be nice, but probably not what we're missing. So let's leave that for the moment, because I don't think that shortcut is going to be what gives us insight here. I mean, we have our starting area, which we've not been back to in a long time. Like, I don't know if this is going to give us any particular insight. We've not been back here in Well, not since the very start of the game. But do you know what? Something does look a little bit funny about the way these... No, that was literally a puzzle. That was literally already a puzzle which we already solved. So yeah, no, there's nothing insightful about that. We already know that. Ooh, that looks like an angry face, doesn't it? Is there something down there? So this is where we got stuck way back in episode 1. We went back to the tutorial area, immediately got stuck, and then forgot that we have to press spacebar to get out of it again. That was worrying, because that was like literally the first 5 minutes of the first episode of the stream. Episode 1. Okay, so the thing that I'm missing, like, is it incredibly subtle? Like, how subtle are we talking here? Are we talking like there's an area that you've not visited, or are we talking something like, hey, if you draw a line up the side of that gate towards the sun, you get a special movie? And this is now going to loop back on ourselves. This will take us back towards the mine. So we've done those. I mean, it's super weird because there is a lot of kind of repeating patterns in the environment. I haven't seen anything to suggest that there are environmental puzzles like the Witness has. Not that much. It's subtle enough so that if you saw a part of it, you wouldn't necessarily think that much of it. Yet there are a couple of hints that point towards it and are definitely head-scratching. It's subtle enough so that if you saw a part of it, you wouldn't necessarily think that much of it. Let me find a map stone quick. I'm not sure. Is it something to do with the flower beds? Like, the flower beds do seem incredibly sus. But I wouldn't have, like, pegged too much on those, in honesty. Okay. So, a couple of these are enforced to be on, actually. So we could do something like that. And then those can be... So they certainly can't all be on. And also, this puzzle's rotationally symmetric, so it shouldn't actually matter which way up we solve it. So those could both be off. And then it shouldn't really matter if that's on or off that one. Those could just be on their own. Yeah. Aha! But actually, if that's on, then it works. Yeah, okay. Kinda like that. This one. So each of these can only agree with one of their neighbours. Like, something like that would be incredibly beneficial. That can only agree with one of her neighbours. Yep. That needs to disagree with everything. So, almost certainly needs to be some variation on that. Let's turn those on for now. But it means something like that. Here, that needs to agree with everything around it, which means that needs to be partnered up with it. We could do something like that. No, wait. Yeah, no, not quite going to be that simple. So those need to partner up with each other. That's fine. Right, okay, and then it's going to do that. That needs to disagree with everything around it. Well, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Slightly. So let's turn all of those on. Like this and like that. And like that. Excellent. Here. That needs to agree with everything in there, which means it's linking up with that. That needs to agree with everything around there, which means that needs to be off. So let's start by putting those out like that. That needs to disagree with everything around it. And this one also needs to disagree with everything around it. As does that. Oh, and that one, in fact. That's going to need to partner up with something, so we need to bring that out. So that's going to all be dark. That's going to all be dark. that could be like that. But that's going to all be dark. That's going to meet up with that one. So that one needs to be light. And it probably needs to go there. That's going to stay dark and it's going to meet up there. Something like that. Great. Right. Here. This needs to agree with both of its neighbours. That needs to agree with all of its neighbours. This is kind of interesting because this purple one, can it really pair up with that? I mean, it needs to agree with two of its neighbours. This one, it can't be on its own. But then how are these going to pair up? That's weird. Unless... Oh, that's a weird one, that is. It's got to be something like that. Because, I mean, if you wanted to go all the way around the back to partner those two up, yeah. Yeah, okay. So it seems reasonably happy that the purples match up like that. But then you need the... Oh, right, yes, no, sorry. These petals don't actually count as yellow unless you pair them up with a rhombus. Yeah, okay. Right. Well, that's fine. So... something like that. What? Why would that not work? It's because they're being paired up with here, is it? Okay, well in that case that should work. But it doesn't because they're being partnered up with these ones in the centre, right. So partnering up with the rhombus is not what these guys are about. Clearly. But that's okay, because we could do something like that, right? Yes, that'll make that one happy. But then... yeah, okay. So let's have a little reset and a little think. So we could do it that way instead, couldn't we? Yeah. Yeah. That'll work. Right. But actually, I think we only want to do it on one of them. Yeah, no, because that's now not going to work there. Could do that, though. Yeah. Okay, nearly. Something like that. And now that. Yeah. Oh no, we're getting further away from the solution, not closer to the solution. Wait, so now that's fine. That's fine. That went wrong. But that. So that should be fine. That should be fine. That's now not fine. Oh my word. Right. Reset. We were fairly happy with something like that. That started us off nicely. Where we got a little bit unsure was when we started doing this, wasn't it? Because we're going to find it a problem dividing those up. So what would be nice would be to actually invert this and do it that way instead, but that's probably not going to work super well. That would work though. No, wait, it doesn't. Hang on. Oh man, that feels really close. But it's not. It's not. It's just nonsense. No, I don't think that's going to work. That's pretty fine. Yeah. That's fine. We can make a square. And that agrees. So we could even make a little B2 bomber here. But... we could make two B2... No, we can't make two B2 bombers because then they're not actually linked to each other. So... we need to have something... I like the square idea. The square seems to work quite nicely. The fact that these are right next to each other, like those have to be in agreement with each other, so those are getting paired up. Those are getting paired up. So that guy could pair up there. There we go. Right. This shortcut was a little tricky. Okay. That needs to disagree with everything around it. So what's that going to partner with? Those cannot partner with each other. So I need to partner that with one and only one. That's weird, isn't it? So those cannot be the same as each other. So those need to partner over here. Okay. So the petals can pull double duty. That's good to know. So one last puzzle for this shortcut. One last puzzle for the shortcut. Now, interestingly enough, this could partner with this. Oh, no, yeah, it has to, right? This is enforced on, this is enforced off. So one of these is on and one of these is off, and it's going to have to pull double duty with one of these. So this one that's on, and this one that's on, these are going to need to do something like this. And then the ones that are off, going to need to loop around the back. But that's okay, right? Because we can make just a loop around the back, which is just off. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, except for the fact that we also have to obey the petal law. So this can only agree with one of its neighbours. Well, ain't that a problem? Okay, so how are you going to do that then? Man, okay, I thought that was suddenly really easy, but that is not the case at all. This can only agree with one of its neighbours. So you draw up to it, and then you're stuck. You cannot draw beyond it. But what you can do is you could extend out the back. Like this. Right, that would be fine. Except for the fact you're now going to need to incorporate all of this stuff in there as well. Meanwhile, this needs to only agree with one of its neighbours. So you could put that out there. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Well, that's going to be a tricky one, isn't it? So, I have a feeling... No. What? The fact that these are on opposite corners of each other, that you need to pair them up, means that at least 3 sides of this all have to be the same colour. Right? These can only agree with one of their neighbours. And you know what, right? The fact that the offs are on a line with each other and the ons aren't means that this is not a symmetric puzzle. So, if you went and grabbed that as being off, you've then got an off here, which might need to then go back and join it up there. Yeah? And then if all the rest of those are on... Oh, and off also there. Okay. Maybe that would work. Okay. Something like that. Like that. Hey, there we go. So, shortcut. Another shortcut unlocked. So, that's great. We can pretty much get anywhere we want real quickly now. Not quite everywhere. There's still the shortcut near the mill. That, however, is going to be 10 o'clock where I am. So, we're going to wrap up the stream there. Very pleased to have beaten the game today, and welcome to all of the new followers today as well, and all of the new people to the stream. If you do want to catch the previous episodes, those are all up on YouTube. If you are interested in seeing the other games that I've played, those are also up on YouTube. I'm here every Monday evening for puzzle games, and I also stream on Sunday mornings as well. At the moment on Sundays I'm playing Abduction by Cyan Games, the makers of Myst. I did my blind playthrough of Myst fairly recently and it was great, and I'm now totally sold on Cyan Games after that game. Don't question too hard why I didn't play Myst in the first 30 years that it came out, but I played the remake recently, and that was great. So I'm really enjoying Abduction and really looking forward to the Riven remake when that comes out. Next week, though, I might DM Darkflow a little bit and try and get a little bit of a hint as to what you guys are getting at that I'm missing here, because whatever it is, I'm properly missing it. Remake's amazing. Yeah, it is great. So I might send you a little whisper, Darkflow, to kind of get a little bit of a steer. Otherwise, though, do DM me or write in the chat any suggestions that you have for future games. I think on this Monday stream, we're probably going to play The Looker pretty soon. I was a big fan of The Witness, loved The Witness. Haven't played The Looker. I've heard it's really funny. So we might give that a go potentially next week, maybe the week after. For now, though, have a great rest of your evening and have a great week. You know, enjoy your week, and I will catch up with you guys really soon. Bye bye.